Hey everyone, it's me, I'm a Game Nerd here bringing my review for the final episode of Valvrave. Now, I usually defend the series. I like the series. I think it's a good, at times, maybe even great series. One of my favorite animes this year. But I'll come out right in a minute. I'll probably even be the first one out. I guess you could call me a Valvrave fan to admit this. That ending. This ending to the series. If this is it. If this is the whole thing, of the whole series, and that's all we're getting, then my god, this was one really bad ending. Where do I even fucking begin? It's like, I was thinking, like, everything up till the credits. When the credits started rolling, I thought everything was solid to that point. Granted, it left a lot of loose ends, but this one made even fucking more. Where in the hell do I begin? For starters, like, let's go into the episode itself. Aside from the endings of the episode, the episode itself, some of the things that happened that I know that can come up from the top of my head is that the main thing I guess happens in the episode is that Cain dies, which he dies at the end of, but Haruto loses all of his memories and dies in the process. And how they more so did this was that Haruto hijacked L11's body, which, by the way, was that all say, like, I forgot, was that all say that they would have the skills of the person that hijack's body, because this is the only way they feel like to defeat Cain, because the fact that they use Haruto's piloting skills with L11's fighting skills, and yet, like, was it all say if you hijack someone's body, you also, while in that body, have that person's skills, like what they're capable of, which I'm forgetting. Because if not, then that's just like a Deus Ex Machina right there. Like, and it did feel like, if anything, that was a Nakama power-up in the end, what took Cain out. But you could probably say, like, and yeah, this could be the reason Haruto was using so much moves at once. It made him stronger to the point where he was able to beat Cain. What else? And pretty much two out of the, and only essentially two Dorisian, like, of those boys survived, which was L11 and Adri. Q4 and Exons bit the bullet in this episode, with Exons being killed by Cain and Q being killed by Adri, which good, because Q was a little shit that killed some pretty good characters like Yamada. And what else is there in this episode that and they more so exposed the Magius by more so the fact that they made it sound like this was an attempt. The Magius managed, and Council of 111 managed to pull some strings to try and make it sound like it was this was a more so being faked, but that this was a trick that the main characters are doing. But no, instead the president of, I think it's Aris, I think that's what that country's name, I'm forgetting at the moment. Yeah, it actually is called Aris. Just had a bit of a brain fuck there. What they more so do is that they managed to give further evidence. I'm not sure how, I'm actually forgetting, by exposing them, and which causes a coup and riots. Then, as we see even in the credits, that all the Magius have been exposed, and they were all and the Council of 111 was killed. So, essentially now their whole consistence comes down to the fact that there's now only two Magius, at least we know of. But I'm going to get into a little more on that later. Which, I think that's it for the episode. There was Haruto dying, which he had a sad death. To me, yeah, Haruto's death was pretty sad, especially how he dies without knowing all of his actions, all the people that cared about him. Just, yeah, that was a pretty sad death in my eyes. I wasn't that big fan of Haruto's character himself, but he did have a sad death. And now, You know what? Fuck it. My water's here. I need a drink. I'm pulling up. I'm just going to drink while doing the next part. Should probably refill that because I need to catch my fucking breath. Now on to the next part, the more so ending, and let's dissect this and destroy on why the ending to Valvrave The Liberator is fucking shit. For starters, like, this ending raises not only actually doesn't answer any of the questions that the flash forwards have raised, it adds more questions and makes some of your existing ones so deep to where if you decide to dig to the center of the earth, it won't be nearly as, that hole won't nearly be as deep as some of these questions. That's probably an exaggeration, but oh well. The first thing that I noticed is that it's looking like it's the fact that Satomi and Taki, or however you pronounce the name, they get married. Which, alright then, but we don't see if she becomes a Kakumeiki, like if she's now immortal, and we don't even get answer on how the hell Satomi is alive 200 years, perhaps you could say, or if the princess godmother is Takihi or Akira, because the fact that they both have the same last name now. Not to me, but you could say the fact that perhaps like that's their great Taki and Satomi's great grandson, since he wasn't saved by name, but considering how that dude looks exactly like Satomi, I'm saying he is Satomi. That's like the big thing there. Second. And this, no wait, that actually isn't the big thing. This is actually the big thing. Fucking Shoko. What the hell? We see the fact that she, apparently we hear there's an intruder in the, you see, at first we see the fact that Akira and Saki are talking to the prince. And we hear that there's an intruder in the room, and these like two jelly-looking guard things come to this room to where here's the room. It's more so a memorial for all the people that died who was involved within the country's founding. Like we see statues for Marin, Yamada, Izuma, and Haruto. And here's the kicker. We see Shoko in that room wearing the pilot suit of Valvrave 1. And she's offering them to become, and she approaches them and says, "Hi, you guys are the guards here. This is Prime," and she basically says what the whole point of this room is most likely for, and asks, "Can we be friends?" Implying the fact that within the first flash forward, that soldier Saki was fighting was actually I guess, an army of Chocos. What the fuck? This raises so many fucking questions. Like, I guess you could say it answers that one there, but why did Shoko turn traitor? Well, like, for fucking knows. Like, perhaps this could be the fucking reason. Yeah, I stooped that I fucking low. I had to make that fucking joke, people, but I'm willing to bet there's two potential reasons for this. That being one of them, or perhaps that L11's still alive, him and Shoko got married, and the prince is their son, and this whole, I think war could be, is because of a fucking custody battle or something. That could be the potential, that could be a reason, but even then, like, another big thing. Who the fuck is that prince's parents? He looks so much like L11 and Haruto, and yet we have no idea who the fuck is he related to. We don't know if he's perhaps like Saki's child, Akira's. Fuck, since Haruto's dead, like that could be the reason why perhaps L11 and Shoko somehow got together off screen, got married, had that child later on, got divorced, and started a whole fucking war for over custody of that child. And because this narrows out Haruto from being the potential parent of one of them, because A, he says so, which means that's not either Shoko's or his baby, his and Saki's child, or him and L11's child. So there's that. Ay. This fucking ending raised more questions and made some of them even deeper. Like, what the fuck are those guard things that comes into the room where Shoko is intruding on? And it's looking like Shoko is now the pilot of Valvrave 1, which begs the question, I guess, why did she hop in Valvrave 1? Like, we need like some sort of first season, an OVA, or a movie, or perhaps a manga or light novel that fills in the gaps between that last scene and Haruto's death. We need something that fills in all of those gaps and answers the goddamn questions. And the last fucking thing we see, do you believe in humans? Oh my god. Perhaps did the entirety of the human race become Magius, and now the whole thing about humans is a goddamn myth? I'm just speechless. I'm like, this entire fucking ending is just poor goddamn writing. It's like the more so last scene is what kills this episode and just ending for me. I would say this is the only bad episode that out of the season. Like, so far, Valvrave season 2 was great in my opinion. We had all the episodes were at least solid. We had good episodes. All the episodes up till this one were great. But this episode was a steaming pile of, like, primarily its fucking ending was a steaming pile of shit. Now, as I said before, I still like the series. I still think it's a genuinely good series. No longer great because the ending really drags things down a notch. But yeah, overall, this was a bad episode of Valvrave. It was. Still a good series, but yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this episode, including the ending and the series as a whole? Give me your thoughts down below. Did you love them? Did you hate them? Were you somewhere in the middle? I would especially love to hear your guys' thoughts on the ending, especially if you guys think it's good and can counter my points. Perhaps there's something I missed. Perhaps the fact that I was too focused on being like, can this episode just end so I can make my review and go back to playing Battlefield 4 on my brand new PS4, which, by the way, impressions of the PS4 coming later this week. It's fucking awesome. So yeah, also, if you guys like this video, leave it a like. If you dislike it, leave it a dislike. And yeah, anyways, if you want to see more content like this, sub to me. And yeah, like always, I'm Anime Game Nerd, signing out. Peace.